Happy Thursday. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky, and here with a super quick market update. So following up with my MSTR short, I think I showed my original entry. I wasn't up very much on MSTR during my first video, but with how the day played out, again, my position is fully closed other than my one lucky share. I walked away with $2,200 on the day. Not a very significant day based off of my position size and based off of what I normally tend to trade with, but I'm happy with it, right? Because I feel like for most of the market, it was relatively pretty flat. Until the end of the day where, yeah, we did see a little retracement. Again, we talked about the market. If we look at it on the larger time frame, again, being able to understand overbought and oversold levels, the markets were trading, or the market, NASDAQ, was testing a previous resistance range. No surprise. Again, this is natural. Markets pull back. So by being able to respect overbought and oversold levels, as we saw, markets were testing those elevated levels of right around 627 to around 630. As it ended up getting rejected, pulled on back. Not a big surprise, and also not a very big move, right? But it did pull back a little bit into the close, so that was great for those that did enter a short and felt comfortable with it. It looks like it paid off, but also it wasn't a very significant win. Overall, market, again, I want to reiterate this. Markets are still incredibly bullish. Higher highs and higher lows. There is no break of structure and no break of pattern. On the day chart, still incredibly bullish. Market sentiment, still incredibly bullish. I am telling you this as someone that I would love to see the markets pull back. I love when deals present themselves. And for the shorter time frames, I love shorting overbought setups. But there are, I would say, favorable conditions once those things actually begin to present themselves to enter and carry those trades overnight, entering those swing trades for those short plays, right? Meaning that like I carry a short for multiple days. In my opinion, it really doesn't make much sense right now. Why? Sentiment is still incredibly strong and incredibly bullish. The best way that I can put it is, do you guys remember when markets were selling off and consistently selling off during the trade war concerns, right? The tariff concerns. When all that began to present itself, it was nearly impossible for the markets to find a support. Sentiment was bearish. That's when direction is in favor for the bears. That is truly when it makes a lot of sense to carry overnight. Now, again, that doesn't mean that you can't enter a short as a day trade, as I did today with MSTR, but nonetheless, it just means that you have to be a little bit more calculated with those entries and exits. For those that are part of my LPP team, again, I call it out for them. They get to watch me trade live every single day. They get to see all of my really good trades and all of my really bad trades. That's the whole point of my LPP team, is that you get an inside look. One of the things that I waited out for was, I talked about MSTR, which is one of my favorite stocks to short. I'm not a big fan of it. Again, surprise, surprise, but that's just my personal opinion. If you are bullish on MSTR, I respect it. Feel free to buy it, right? MSTR sold off right at open. I can't predict the future. I didn't know that it was going to sell off, so I missed this entire sell-off. Markets found a support. It formed a V-shaped recovery. I waited for the retest. It formed a resistance, and as it began to curl on over on the 5-minute time frame, it was beautiful, right? 5-minute time frame, you can clearly see that it was getting rejected as it broke below the EMA line. I made it very clear to my LPP team that I was entering a short on MSTR. It was my trade, not a trade for them to follow. The whole point of my trade update are for them to be aware of what I'm choosing to trade and why. The setup, the intention, the idea, so they can identify the, kind of like thought process behind that trade. Not that it has to sell off, but that, again, well, what is my intention? What do I see? That is what I believe is most useful for beginners. So I entered my short, and as direction began to be favorable, MSTR began to decline. Again, it really did help that BTC began to curl on over on the 5-minute time frame. We began to see the lower highs, lower lows, and ultimately, again, as BTC sells off, MSTR also tends to sell off. It sold off to lows of 169. I ended up closing out my short at 174. My short was not perfect. I got in, I got out, and like I said in today's earlier video, I knew that markets were pretty choppy and I didn't want to overcomplicate it. So because of that volatility and because of that uncertainty, I got in, I got out, I made 2K, and I was like, hey, I just don't want it to be that markets find a support or MSTR finds a support and then begins to recover. I just feel like that has been the theme for this week. One moment we're selling off, another moment we're quickly recovering. And I was fine with 2K, right? Especially with how slow the day was for most of the market. I took it. Yes, I could have made more money. Guess what? I'm not a perfect trader. No one is. But I think that is what people need to hear. When you are in doubt of your trade or it's not going exactly according to plan, meaning that you're not seeing the exact progress that you would want to see, cash out. You're learning how to do something. And if you're learning how to do something and you're already in the green, think about that. You're making money as you're learning how to do something. The biggest mistake, one of the biggest mistakes beginners make is that they always want more. At the end of the day, it's if you identified a setup, it went favorable, and then you're at a point where, hey, the potential for it to recover and the potential for profit is a 1-to-1, meaning the recovery potential to the profit potential is about the same. At that point, again, if you begin to see that it's slowing down, as I thought I was seeing it begin to consolidate, I took profit. Obviously, I could have let it ride a little bit more, but everything's easier through hindsight, right? I can always look back and be like, dang it, I could have made more money, but I would have not had that same thought process if I didn't take profit, and then all of a sudden MSTR rips back up to 178, to say the least, right? So again, when in doubt, never be afraid to cash out. The big setup that I want to call out is on the larger time frames. If you guys look at it on the 30, this is just my opinion. This is from my 2 cents. If you're bullish on Bitcoin, I respect it. You do your own thing. I'm not, right? And I don't trade Bitcoin. You guys are very well aware with that. But if Bitcoin breaks below that $95,000 support, more right around 94,000, if it breaks that support, we have this big gap down. That's what I'm really looking forward to. But my concern is that tomorrow's Friday. We're not going to have enough time. It's not going to break the support, and it just won't come in time, right? But if we do break that support, this is just what I wanted to show. The gap down potential to previous support range. Again, that's what I'm going to be looking out for tomorrow during our LPP live trading session. Because why do I care if Bitcoin sells off if I don't trade Bitcoin? Well, because if Bitcoin begins to sell off, we all know that MSTR will continue to gap down. And remember, MSTR has a previous support range of right around 150. And from the current levels back down to 150, this thing would offer me right around 10% of potential recovery, 10% of potential sell-off profit, which means that if I trade it with 100 or 200,000, I can make anywhere from 10 to 20K. But again, I'm not a perfect trader. I never catch the full move. Even if I just catch 5% of that, I'd be very happy with 5 to 10K on the overall day. So we'll see how tomorrow ends up playing out. And like I've said before, again, you get to see all of my good trades and all of my bad trades. It's my LPP team. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. I do not tell you what to do. I do not sell trade alerts. I trade live every day. You get to actually watch me every entry and every exit I take within that live session. And then you get all of my trade updates as followed. You also get access to our A to Z video lesson library, the 3.0, that's made for complete beginners. If you want to check it out, we have a discount. It's the second link in the description down below. We have members that signed up back in 2018 that still get access to it today. Appreciate your time. Hope that earned a thumbs up. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.